Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video, I showed you this question here where the solution was all real x. It was all solutions were possible. I just want to show you this exact same question, but with the inequality swapped. So instead of saying greater than -5, I want to do the same question, but less than -5, right? And I just want to show you the difference, and I just want to do it in pink. So over here, if the question was like this, where the inequalities are switched, all the working would be the same, right? So all the working would be the same. And then when we get down to here, we would basically have the same situation, but it would be when is it less than 0, right? So we have this nice graph, and the question that we did last time was, when is this graph above 0? And we said all the time, right? All real x. But if the question was, when is it less than 0? Well, it's always above the graph. So when is it less than 0? Well, never. It's never down there, right? So in that situation, we say no solution. Okay, so either in these sort of situations, it's either every single answer is possible or none of the answers are possible, right? Depending on which side the inequality is facing. Okay, so if you can understand that distinction, then in your exam, this might be like a noteworthy question to add, like your teachers might add, just to catch people off guard. But yeah, that was just something little I just wanted to add on to the last video. For this one, I'm just going to continue along the kind of difficulty level of these inequalities. Okay, and let's go to some other, a little bit more trickier ones. So I've got this question here. Let's say question 2 for this video. This one here, x squared minus 4x plus 4 is less than or equal to 0. Hopefully you can recognize that this is a perfect square. So x minus 2 squared is less than 0. And to graph this, it's got a root at 2. Actually, it's got a double root at 2, which basically means it's a parabola that is going to bounce off it. Now the question here is, when is this graph less than or equal to 0? Now notice that this sign, like less than or equal to, so it's either less than or equal to. All right, so if you think about when is this graph less than 0, it's actually never below the graph, right? So it's never 0. So it's never less than. Is it ever equal to 0? Yeah, at one point. So if this is 0, the x-axis, then the graph is 0 at one point, at that vertex. It just touches 0 and then goes back up. Okay, so it is equal to. So to answer this question, when is it less than or equal to 0? Although this is a inequality, x equals to 2 is the only solution. Okay, so this is also another good question that they might put in the exam. If you didn't really understand that, just put a comment below and hopefully we can sort you out. Now, I'm going to do one last question before I finish this video. And let's try this one. Question 3 for this video. X squared plus 4x plus 1 is greater than 0. Okay, so if you've done a lot of factorizing, you'll notice immediately this one is not factorizable, at least in a clean sense. The factors of 1 is obviously only 1 and 1, and there's no way we can get a combination to give us 4. Now, some people might think, a lot of students, I realize, will look at this and say, oh, no solution. Because we had a question up here where we had like no solutions and all solutions and things like that. And people think that when you quote unquote can't do it, that it's just no solution straight away. But this, if you just go back to when you learned quadratics, there is a way to solve this, and it's to use the quadratic formula, right? So it may not be a clean answer, but it will be there will be an answer. Okay, so basically let's use the quadratic formula and say minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac and 2a. Let's simplify this. All right, 4 squared minus 4 is 12 over 2 minus 4 plus minus, this is going to be square root 4 times square root 3, which gives me minus 4 plus minus 2 root 3 over 2. Factorize the 2 on the top. Minus 2 plus minus root 3 over 2. And let's cancel these guys. Minus 2 plus minus root 3 is x. Okay, actually I should not put a box around it because that's not the final answer. So what do we need these numbers for? Now, these are the solutions to the intercepts. Right, so if I was to draw this, the solutions are minus 2 plus root 3 and, oh, that looks ugly, minus 3 and minus 2 minus root 3. Now this is worth putting in your calculator just to see roughly where the values lie. But let's just say like minus 2 minus root 3 is a big negative number down there. And this one is probably just a slightly negative. So we have these intercepts. Okay, so nonetheless, it's still a parabola. And the question is asking for, when is this graph greater than 0? Again, this axis right there, that's 0. So greater than 0, we are talking about these values. And these values here. Okay, all of these values are above 0. Cool, so the solution, we can say x, whoops, let's use a white one. X is less than minus 2 minus root 3. And x is greater than minus 2 plus root 3. These are the solutions. Okay, so I'm just going to re-emphasize, make sure that you don't fall into that trap that some people may make, that if it's not factorizable, that you might think there's no solution. Of course there's a solution, it's just maybe not clean. Okay, like the number may be like roots and things like that. Okay, cool. So smashed another couple questions. I'll catch you guys in the next video.